Hello class, this is Ranjan. I am going to show you how to do the website scrapping. In the lab, we had actually was doing exercise on scrapping the book website, and I know many of you were able to proceed and get favorable results. However, many of us actually were struggling. So, so I have actually decided to record the steps of the video of the experiment. So you can also follow along and do it yourself. So this is actually a very basic what you call activity UI rather RPA actually uses. So just follow along. This is actually the activity which I have already done. So what I'm going to do is do everything from scratch. So what I'm going to do is going to home, start a new activity by going to process over here, giving it a name, demo of scrapping. You can give whatever name you want to do. It is always a good practice to have a proper description. So that's what I'm going to do over here. Demo of book books book website. From time to time, I think you're going to hear some background music noise. Today is Ganesh festival, so happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all of you. I hope you had uh, nice food, nice festivities. Okay, so I think the first step was to actually create few of the data variables. So that's what I'm going to do over here. Okay, so the first variable was URL, which was a type of a string. Second variable, oh, it did not take that. URL. Second variable. Okay, let me go back to my sheet and see. Okay, output path. Oh, there you have some problem here. How to actually minimize it. Okay, there you are. Output path. That is also supposed to be a string. And I had actually mentioned over here, you have to give the entire path, your path to the project and lab sheet 4 or whatever is the name of the lab sheet. Yeah, you have to actually give it over here. So how to actually give this particular path is what I'm going to show you. Okay. If you just blindly type this string over here, it's not going to work. You would have all realized you have to give the physical path to your file. Okay. So way to do it is go to your project, click this. This is going to take you to your project file, and here you just click once. So you will get the entire path. Do a copy and then paste it here. Go and paste it over here. Enclose it within quotes And you know, right, why we need to do that? Because it's actually going to be a string. Okay, there you are. And another step which actually got left out was that this there has to be the name of the file into which the data has to be scrapped. This was actually missed, and I think that was giving us an exception. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to add that dot xlf. You can give whatever name you want, but remember to give a name which you do not forget. Okay, now the third variable was grep data, right? Okay, the scrap data is going to be a type of variable of data table. Okay, and the URL path is going to be as per the lab sheet is going to be books.toscrap.com. Okay, so having done that, next we'll have to, oh, okay, it did not take that. I think you have to keep click once outside to ensure that this name doesn't get uh, kind of overwritten by default. Okay, by this time I think you all know the function of all these buttons. If you do not want to see this variable here, you can get it, you can remove it. Okay, so now we have a white canvas over here. Now what I'm going to do is going to add a sequence. As I said, doing things using sequence is a good practice because it ensures that whatever is actually done inside this box kind of gets executed one after another. Okay, the first activity, another good practice is to start with a message box so that you know when your activity is going to start. So we'll just put any message over here. Typing. Okay, now the real thing starts. So before that, as I said, we have to ensure that the website is actually on, or rather visible. So make sure this website is available. Okay, another check you need to do, I think many of you would have done, is to go to extensions, go to manage extensions, and making sure that your UiPath is on. Okay, so let's go back here. And so now this website is actually visible over here. So our objective is to get the name, the price, and of all the items over here, and also to ensure that this next is clicked, and the data which is going to be the name of the book and the price gets scrapped, or rather by scrapping I mean gets collected and eventually stored into our Excel sheet. So that's the objective. Okay, so now let's go back to our UiPath. Okay, so we'll have to add an activity, browser, use application of browser. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to pause it for some time and then maybe start again. Oh, it has come. Okay. So what we have to do is to indicate the application which we need to automate. That is to tell this particular activity over here, which is the application or which is the browser which we are going to use for our automation. So I'm going to click over here and I just click to select the browser. So if you see over here, automatically it gives the name of this browser over here. Okay, and there are certain properties also which is over here. Okay, so the property of resizing the window, opening, and all these things are actually available over here, but let's not get distracted. Let's do the scrapping. Okay, so the way to close the properties tab is to just to click on this wrench over here. Now what we have to do over here is to what we have to do is to extract the table, extract the data table. That is all the data which is there in the website is actually going to be converted into a table format and used subsequently. So we will have to tell which particular items we are going to scrap. So this is a very important step and it needs practice. Okay. I'm sure you people all play video games, so you will be good at reacting very fast to the inputs. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. It might require 2-3 iterations before you kind of get your scrap data right. Okay, so what are we going to scrap? We have to scrap the uh, yeah, name over here. So we will just click the name. So you have to disable computer vision. The answer is no. Table was detected at using computer. Would you like to extract the table using computer vision? For simple extraction, computer vision is not required. So we will use no. Moment you use no, it tells whether this has to be extracted as a text or as a URL. We wanted this to be extracted as a text because we do not want that big URL to show up. Okay, that's actually not the objective here. So we just click here. So if you see over here, the entire web page, the name of the books which is present in the entire web page gets selected. Okay, that's what we want to do. So we will confirm. Takes a little bit time. Okay, still doing. Maybe you can watch this video on 2x or 2.5x. Let me pause the video for some time. So we were actually in the middle of the scrapping when I think something went wrong. I guess the computer is not able to handle both recording, screen recording as well as UiPath. So let me try again. So what we were trying to do is to indicate to this extraction data extraction table activity as to what are the data which we need to actually extract. So I'm going to click here again. Okay, and kind of redo the step. Okay, let's wait. So we are not going to use computer vision. So we're going to extract that as a text. And as you can see over here, we can confirm. Okay, we can give a name of the for the column. So in this case, it was books. So we will put books over here. So we will again go back and try to extract the price. So we will have to select here, select data to extract again, and go back here, play a little bit of video games. Yeah, it's not okay. Okay, so this is the data actually which we want. If you scroll down and see, it has selected rightly all the price information. So we'll confirm over here. We will give the name of the column as price. Okay, since our objective is to scrap data from multiple pages, so to do that, we'll have to indicate the activity or rather the button which actually makes that happen. So I did that. I clicked that over here, and now I'm going to scroll down and click on next. Next button is indicated. So we will save and it will be back over here. Okay, so so all the data would be is after getting extracted needs to be saved into a variable. So we are going to indicate or rather mention which variable into which it is going to get saved. And for that, the easiest way is to use this drop down box over here and mention scrap data here. So once this is actually extracted over here, we actually have to put a delay. The reason for putting the delay is to ensure that all the scrap data basically gets okay, this is already it mentions over here 5-second delay. So as I was mentioning, the reason for putting a delay is to ensure that the entire data which is getting scrapped from the table gets time to get saved into this particular data structure over here before we actually go to the next step, which is putting the data into an Excel sheet. This is Excel. I think it is right range workbook. Okay. So we'll have to give the path to the workbook, and for that we have already mentioned that variable, I mean the path in a string variable, which is output path. So we are going to mention it over there. We can give a sheet name as any name. Okay. Data or sheet 1, and we'll have to also mention what from where the data table is going to come. As you can see, as you have see that the data is actually coming from the scrapped table. Okay, so we are going to mention over here the scrap table. Instead of typing, it is always better and safe to use this use variable feature. So, okay, and we will round it off by having a message box. Okay, and we also had to put a timer over here. So put the timer, just select the message box, click over here, go here, and mention 5 seconds. Okay, even if you want, you can also do the same thing here. So now let's start, or rather let's execute and see what it gives us. Let's run here now. So we have not got the, yeah, there you are. You get the first message box. Now it should do the scrapping. Oh, okay. So everything got over. So let us see if the data was indeed created. So if you see over here, a file has been created, but I think something has gone wrong. It's only 5 kilobytes of data. So definitely it did not scrap things properly. Oh, okay. It did scrap, but it only scrapped first page. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll pause debug and then maybe do the recording again. Thank you. So if you see over here, this scrapping is actually happening. There was apparently no error. I guess the website was open, or maybe there was a problem with the sniping tool interfering with UiPath. So I just restarted the browser, and I think restarted the program, and it is working. If you see, it will keep on doing this. Go page by page. So it has to scrap around 1000 data if you see over here. So in our file, we should have around 1000 data. So it has reached to 700. So hang on for some more seconds. It will complete by itself. So as you can see, UiPath is kind of helping us to get all the data which is there in a website. So it has already scrapped all the 1000 data. So it's now going to put in the Excel sheet. Just hang on for some more time. The end message should be on its way. There you see the end data. So now let us go to the file to the project folder and see where the Excel sheet has been created and if it has indeed been created properly. So this is the icon for the project folder. So let's click that. It opens the project folder. So you have 87 kilobytes of data here. Let's open this. Okay. If I select all the data, if you see over here, there is 1001 entry. The count is 1001. The one entry is actually due to the heading. Remember, we had actually added the header over in our data scraping tool. Okay, so I hope if you follow these steps which I have actually mentioned in the in the in the web tutorial, you will be able to achieve what we plan to actually do. Okay, thank you. Bye.